My name is Katherine Chun. I'm a 7-year breast cancer survivor. I was diagnosed when I was 43 years old with stage 2 cancer, which has spread into my lymph nodes. At that time, I just completed my PhD in Berkeley and was really ready to move on with my life. And then just during a routine check, the doctor found a lump on my breast and wanted me to do a biopsy, and it turned out to be more than 2 centimeters, and he recommended surgery as well as chemotherapy and the radiation to follow. Once you hear the cancer diagnosis, you kind of blank out, you feel so overwhelmed. But he said that I really have to make a quick decision whether I want a lumpectomy or mastectomy. So, with that kind of decision, so I had to get a second opinion, and when I did get a second opinion, I decided to go for a less invasive the lumpectomy. And it's not right for everyone, but that was right for me. During the time, even going on the internet, going online was really overwhelming and really frustrating for me, and I feel really much alone at that time. Even though, I have friends and family around me, that's just how you feel when you're diagnosed. One of my immediate challenges was to tell my loved ones, knowing how much pain it's going to cause to them. The second thing was to get my affairs together as quickly as possible, like my finances, and how am I going to cope with the stress. So I put my job on hold, kind of like my whole life on hold, so I can battle the cancer. In the beginning, I really wanted not to bother anybody, because I really pride myself that I'm a really carefree person, I'm an independent person, I don't ask for help kind of thing. I'm in a helping profession. I didn't want to ask for help. I feel really embarrassed about it. I didn't want special attention. So I had all these internal struggles, all these negative thoughts about how people are going to perceive me, people who love me are going to perceive me. If I'm weak, if I'm angry, if I'm depressed and not sociable, because I don't see myself that way, I don't want them to see me that way, and how my relationship might not survive the cancer, and how I'm going to lose the job that I love. All these really negative thoughts come to your mind when you are diagnosed. Another part of the battling cancer is just reaching out and connecting with other people. I think that is a big challenge for me. And fighting these really negative, like I say, these scary images was really scary. And my chances of survival. So I think connecting with people is really, really important. The resources that really helped me was, definitely my family and having them around during the treatment. And the second thing that's really important is having access to survivors out there. You really can't really understand what cancer is unless you're really a survivor, you've been through the experience. I'm really good friends with Joni. She's like a 13-14 year survivor, and having her at work and touching base with her and just seeing how she's surviving gave me a lot of hope and a lot of inspiration. So she's been like a mentor to me, and kindred spirit, and been sharing with me resources has been helpful to her, and came to visit me during the time I was going, after the surgery, so that was really important. I remember during the chemo, I also met a younger woman just when I went home to Hawaii to do the chemo treatment, the 8 rounds. It was really, really tough, and I met her. We both were going through similar stages of the cancer, and so we kept in touch. She even picked my wig for me, she trimmed the hair for me so it would be stylish, and she was a hairdresser, so that was great to know that we're going through it together. And the third part that was really helpful to me was finding in the newspaper, it was an East Bay newspaper, that there was an Asian lesbian support group out there. It was a monthly support group. There was 2 of them. So when I joined, there's 3 of us. But it was still, they were recent survivors. So I connected with them right away, and they took walks with me in Lake Merritt. One of them took walks with me. The other one's really into nutrition and health. So she took me to workshops. She came and visited me, prepared meals for me. So I think those things, having these relationships and also, linking up with recent survivors, I think that's really critical during those really dark days. I think the third thing is what's my message? What's my message to others who's diagnosed? I think once you're diagnosed, you're going to feel like you've lost control of your life. So be patient and be gentle and be easy with yourself. It's really important. Allow yourself to feel all those emotions. It's okay to feel yucky, scared, depressed. It's okay not to put on a brave face all the time, you know, for others. And take all these advice that's bombarding you, and it's going to bombard you, trust me. It's okay. You know, my body was really weakened to the point that I didn't even recognize myself, you know. You're losing my hair and everything, losing my eyebrows. But I think my strength comes from my renewed relationship with God and with my family. And I have to say, cancer will be the worst and the best thing that can happen to you. You know, you really realize life is really precious and that you know the important things in life. So I know God is in control and I need to take it one day at a time. There'll be days you don't even want to get up, you don't want to exercise, you don't want to eat. Nights you can't sleep, you're so anxious, you're so depressed. Just remember, you're not alone. There are a lot of survivors out there like yourself. They're leading active, productive lives after the treatment is completed. So, you know, don't, you know, despair. There's hope, you know. So these people who come to you and help you, they're God's gift on your journey to healing and recovery. And lastly, what have I been doing to spread the message? I think that Joni and I working together here, you know, there's 120 staff here. We've been doing some awareness on month of October, which is Awareness Month. We've been doing walks around the lake.
Where do you guys work?
Pink. Where do you guys go?
Where do you work?
Where do we work? Right here in Asian Community Mental Health Services. Thank you. We've been going to walks. We had workshops. We had our anniversary celebrated with all the staff on the day of. We have a small resource library that we try to get together, and we even try to write a grant to get money for to run a support group here. So we've been proactive about it, and I've been a 5-year Shanti volunteer. I've been paired up with a woman. She's 67 years old. We've been in contact. You know, she had a reoccurrence with breast cancer after 10 years, and we were there for each other. So that kept me going. And then, you know, sometimes, you know, I've been asked to, you know, speak to others, you know, in events, and I'm on a research project. I think all these things keep me going, you know, realize that I'm the resource, that I can do that for other people. So I'm on a research project where we're looking at how if someone who's diagnosed with cancer, breast cancer, is paired with a survivor, like whether that will make a difference in their coping, in their stress level. Yeah, so all those things have helped me, you know, a lot in terms of moving on and spreading the message and being a resource to others. But the most important to me is, you know, for me, the best is working one-on-one with other people. For me, that's how I spread the message, through the example. So that's all. Mm-hmm.